Finally, the video that you've all been waiting for. The top 10 textures of Dark Souls Remastered.
Why?
Number 1. The fire textures. Getting killed by Quelaag has never looked quite so good. Number 2. The two-dimensional trees look phenomenal in 4K. Number 3. Framped. He now has greenish tones that make him look a bit different to Karth, and this next line of dialogue accurately sums up how fascinating that is. Alright, it's not a top 10 video. The title was just fate. I really just wanted to talk about my remaster experience a little bit, and read a little bit about what you guys have been up to. Most of my fun has come from invading. I felt like it was my duty to make sure new players got the full Dark Souls 1.0 experience. So I positioned myself where the archer used to be in the unpatched version of Dark Souls, and just look how much fun they're having. I like to think that they'll look back on this fondly one day. Or not. Now, after you've farmed enough indictments and hate mail, you're gonna want to put those spirits of vengeance to the test. Come up to the rafters and see what they're made of.
Look at this dude. No. Oh!
These same principles apply to Sen's Funhouse, really, and you can even stay in character here. I feel like a lot of people forget that the Iron Golem actually has a ranged attack. And don't worry, I know I'm being pretty evil, but I ended up balancing it out with a few wholesome, good co-op runs through the Catacombs. I was essentially playing tour guide for new players. Didn't end up going so well. I chose to run people through the Catacombs because I didn't want anyone to miss this. You know, the biggest gameplay change the remaster has to offer. Vamos has a bonfire now, and it's placed here because this is a really difficult stretch of the game. You have to go past a ton of skeletons, then you have to go past the wheel skeletons, then you have to beat Pinwheel, then you have to survive the pitch black skeleton hell in the Tomb of the Giants, so this bonfire is in the middle of all that. And it sums up the remaster for me, because this is one of the rare examples of them changing the gameplay in a fairly concrete way. It's not just remastering some textures, but then directly opposite this gameplay change, you still have Vamos and his deep-fried voice lines.
Be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
And if they had fixed these voice lines and implemented some other quality of life changes, it could have made this remaster really worth it for most of you guys watching this video. Instead, the remaster is just a wonderful excuse for new players to start playing. And I've come to terms with that. I've come to terms with the fact that on PC, the game is basically just this bolstered, improved player base. And I do have to say, that still is a really good feeling. It's really heartening getting instant invasions, seeing a ton of summon signs, and hearing the Bell of Awakening being rung pretty much constantly. Actually, one of the coolest things they've done is increase the range at which you can hear the Bell of Awakening being rung. And you can also hear people ringing it after they beat Quelaag as well now. And if you listen carefully, you can actually hear the birds in the background while I try to do this recording. It's really great. Now, if you're noticing that you're not seeing as many summon signs and that the people who are invading you are way too powerful, there might be a reason for that. So it seems that the developers took this opportunity of the remaster to test out yet another matchmaking method, which is kind of reminiscent of Soul Memory from Dark Souls 2. Basically, the intent here is to prevent you being matched with people who are way more powerful than you or way weaker than you, and this time it's based on the weapons that you've picked up and upgraded, in addition to soul level. So in the description are posts and videos that explain this mechanic in way more depth, but basically your character now has a weapon level associated with him or her, and there are 15 weapon levels in the game, just like you can upgrade a basic weapon 15 times with Titanite. If you're weapon level 0 and you haven't upgraded anything, then you'll only match with people up to weapon level 5, and so on until you reach weapon level 6, where you'll stop being matched with early weapon level characters. It's a pretty good system. though there are some problems. For example, if you pick up unique early game items that are upgraded with special materials like Twinkling Titanite or Demon Titanite, items like Astora's Straight Sword, the Drake Sword, or hell, even the Demon's Great Hammer in the tutorial, then you'll be instantly propelled to weapon level 5, which can open you up to higher level PvP even if you're not using the weapon that you picked up. And if you pick up an elemental weapon, like the Lightning Spear in Sen's Fortress, then that one will instantly take you to weapon level 10, and this can mean you're matched with people who have max weapon level. And again, this is all without you necessarily even using the supposedly powerful weapon you just picked up. I don't really know if it was necessary to put another restriction on your multiplayer pool of people you can match with, but hey, maybe they're testing the system for their new upcoming title? We'll see. It does a good job of stopping the two extremes of weapon levels interacting with each other, but this is only really going to affect players who are unaware of the mechanic, as I can see dedicated griefers figuring out how to abuse the system later down the line by invading in Sen's Fortress, for example, where people have picked up the Lightning Spear, or maybe they could just acquire overpowered spells like Darkbead that aren't affected by weapon level at all. But hey, what's Dark Souls without a little griefing? Actually, if you're watching this video when it goes live, chances are I'm doing some lore-friendly griefing of my own over on Twitch. We're only live for patrons right now, while I learn how to stream, so if you want a private Twitch link sent to your inbox and you'd like to support the channel, then click the Patreon link down below and come check it out. We've actually now made the private Twitch streams open to all supporters, no matter how much you're contributing, and I'd love to chat with you all there. We've had some pretty hilarious moments already. Fine, I'll finish the top 10. Number 4, the Moonlight Greatsword. Number 5, the Obsidian Greatsword. Number 6, Guinevere, of course. Number 7, the piece of cardboard that's still attached to the Silver Knight set. Looks great. Number 8, the Artorias boss fight actually does look really good with all the god rays that shine down on the arena. Number 9, there are now blue streaks on the Silver Tracer. Number 10, Gwyn. Gwyn's fight looks better than ever, and I am always thankful for any excuse, really, to experience it again. I'll see you guys next time.